Vaigu Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaigu Ji Ki Fateh. Today, I feel truly honored and blessed to speak about the life and sacrifice of Shri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, the ninth Guru and a true leader who gave his life for justice, freedom, and truth. Guruji Shahidi is one of the greatest examples of courage and selflessness in history. He gave up his own life not for his own religion, but to protect the rights and freedom of others. This is why Guru Sahib is known as Srishti Chaudhar, protector of humanity, because he stood up for the freedom of everyone, not just Sikhs. What makes this inspiring is that his message is still completely relevant to the world today, even after over 350 years. Guru Sahib was born in 1621 as youngest son of Shri Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji. He was trained in martial arts and warfare, but his real strength was his spiritual power, his faith in Vaheguru. Guru Sahib showed what it means to live spiritually and fearlessly. As written in Gurbani, Peka hu ka det na pa manat an, ko nanak sunre mana gyani vai bakhan. This simple line says so much, explaining Guru Sahib's amazing personality. When the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb was forcing people to convert to Islam, Guru Sahib stood up and said, everyone has the right to follow their own religion, their own faith. That was a time where even speaking against injustice could cost you your life. But yet Guru Sahib did not hesitate and was full of faith in Vaheguru. Tilak janju rakha praptaka, kino bado kalu masaka. This reminds us that Guru Sahib gave his life to protect the tilak and janeu, the honor and religious freedom of the Kashmiri Pandits. Even though centuries have passed since Guru Sahib's time, but injustice and unfair treatment still exist around us. People continue to face discrimination because of their religion, their race, their backgrounds. Students are bullied for their appearance and beliefs. People on social media are targeted with hateful comments. And in some places, families have to hide their identity and leave their homes because of violence. These challenges remind us how important this message is. Guruji teaches us that being brave doesn't always mean fighting. It means refusing to stay silent and speaking up for those who are treated unfairly. Guru Nanak Dev Ji also taught us an important lesson about love and compassion. Jata prem kalanka chao se tar tali gali meri aao. This Bhakti shows us that true love isn't just about emotion, it's about devotion and sacrifice. Guru Sahib said he cared about others, but he proved it too. When the Hindu Pandits of Kashmir came asking for help, Guru Sahib offered his life so that they can have freedom to practice their faith, their religion. In today's world, we often talk about love all the time. Love for family, love for friends, love for humanity. But did you ever think of what Guru Sahib's idea of love was? Guru Sahib's idea of love goes far beyond what we think love is. It's about action, it's about sacrifice. It asks us, are we willing to put compassion before comfort? Are we willing to care for others even when it's not easy? Imagine we all lived that way, putting kindness before ego, humility before pride, and service before self-interest. The world would be far more peaceful. And that's exactly what Guru Sahib wanted, a world built on truth, peace, and justice. He taught us the importance of inner reflection and connection with Vaheguru. As Gurbani says, Jasimrat Gatapariya Tapajre Tamit. This Bhakti shows another side of Guru Sahib, his calm and spiritual nature. It reminds us that real strength isn't shown from outer bravery, it comes from inner peace, like staying connected to Vaheguru, being humble, and seeing the good in everyone. Even today, this teaching matters a lot. We live in Kaljug, a world full of anger, hate, division, and conflicts. But what if we pause, reflect, and act with kindness every day? We can make a difference. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's life shows us that even in the hardest times, courage, love, and mindfulness can guide us through our struggles. He remained calm in the most difficult situations, teaching us that true strength doesn't come from anger, but peace. But there are still organizations that put these teachings into action in the world today. Look at Khalsa Aid. They step forward wherever there is suffering, whether it's war, natural disasters, or families who have lost everything. Their volunteers help everyone equally without asking them about their religion, their background, their gender. Their actions show that peace, equality, and sacrifice are values that guide humanity today, just like Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji stood up for the Kashmiri Pandits. His Shahidi is not just a story from history, it's a living example of how we can face challenges today, even in Galjug. So we should carry his messages, his teachings in our hearts by standing up for what's right, speaking up for those who cannot, and acting with love and compassion every day. If we do that, we're not just remembering Guru Sahib, we're following in his footsteps and keeping his message alive in the world today. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.